Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Sports Today. We bring you this video segment every single morning to help you catch up with things that you might have missed out on whilst you were catching up on some all-important rest. Because let's face it, whilst you and I need sleep, the whole world needs sleep. The world of sport doesn't really ever get rest. There's always something or the other going on. And to catch you up with all of the latest sports headlines, that's what we're going to do in this particular video. Starting off with something that has been a hot topic of discussion amongst Indian cricket fans. When will Abhishek Sharma be back? The Indian cricket team management has been very tight-lipped over when it is that he will be back. Suryakumar Yadav said prior to the last game against Namibia that he'll still maybe a game or two away. However, Varun Chakravarti, when speaking after the Namibia match, said that I've spoken to Abhishek, he's fine, he's on the way. Does that mean he'll even play against Pakistan at this point in time? Maybe the team are being deliberate with their team management and of course whether or not they let this out in terms of the injury as a strategic thing, who knows? What we know is that they are being very tight-lipped about it all. In fact, Arshdeep Singh, though, one person who seemingly has unlimited, unfettered access to filming whatever it is that he wants to, actually shared a video with Abhishek Sharma in which he was asking Abhishek how you're doing. And Abhishek responded saying, no, I'm doing good. My food is good. And he revealed that he's been on a dal chawal diet. Now, for those of you who don't know, rice and dal is basically the meal that anyone who's had a very bad upset stomach or food poisoning bout is always put on. So what that shows is that Abhishek is still very much on the mend, and he does look noticeably slimmer than before. So he's lost a few kilos as well. That's how bad the bout of food poisoning hit him. He revealed that in the video. But switching our focus, there's plenty of cricket going on. However, associate nations have been speaking out against the ICC and what they see as unfair treatment. And USA batter Shayan Jahangir is the latest, as he criticized the ICC for their lack of financial support for so-called associate nations, something that once again will flare up a debate over how much funding the ICC can and should be giving to the so-called minnow nations. Of course, there's cricketing action taking place as well. As we speak, Australia are taking on Zimbabwe in what is their second group stage game, at least for Australia also. Zimbabwe are batting first, and it does look like we could be in for another match where the scores might not be as high, but the cricketing action should be good regardless. And don't forget, later on today, America, the USA, will be taking on Netherlands in a bid to keep their slim hopes of making the playoffs alive. Don't forget, they've lost 2 matches, which means that it will be tough, but mathematically, it's not impossible, though they'll need a very big win against both the Netherlands and Namibia to keep their hopes alive. Switching focus now from the world of cricket to sports beyond. Well, Arsenal fans, shut your eyes. The 1-1 draw against Brentford last night basically means that the lead from you guys and Manchester City is down to just 4 points. So that 4-point gap feels significant, one, because there's still 12 games to play, but in those 12 games, Arsenal have to travel to Manchester City's home ground, the Etihad, as well, making it a very slim lead that they have as things stand. And another shock result that came our way last night, Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona in the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg. Well, Atletico hammered Barcelona 4-0, and they were in fact 4-0 up in halftime itself. Now, the semi-final is a 2-legged affair, but the fact that they have a 4-0 lead in the first half means the tie is as good as done and dusted. More football news, and this time Indian football related. The I-League, which is of course now India's second division, has been renamed the Indian Football League by the AIFF in a rebrand for the league that, well, at one point in time was India's top flight, but will now be looking to move away from that particular branding as the AIFF rather looks to try and gain more prominence when it comes to the name. Although, again, the name change is the name change is academic at best, but let's see if it has any impact on the fortunes of the league. Couple of Formula 1 news before we call it quits. Charles Leclerc topped the timesheets on the second day of preseason testing in Bahrain, leading the way from McLaren's Lando Norris, the world champion, sporting the number 1, and Haas driver Ollie Bearman. Now, of course, timings in testing mean next to nothing because you don't know what engine modes, what fuel loads, or anything else that teams are running. But again, good signs so far for Ferrari and McLaren, considering how good Mercedes looked during the first testing rounds that was done in Barcelona. And 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, though, not really much of a fan of these cars because he told sections of the media during practice that these cars are no fun at all to drive. it looks or feels a bit like Formula E on steroids. So why he's compared it to Formula E is because energy harvesting has now become crucial to actually making overtakes. Of course, it's a debatable take, but Verstappen is never afraid to speak his mind. That's it though from us on this edition of the Morning Wrap. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, if you enjoy our work, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.